Welcome back to the Hydrogen Studies podcast. In today's episode, we're going somewhere unexpected, your mouth. Why? Because your mouth isn't just where you eat or speak. It's where your microbiome begins and where inflammation often starts. Let's talk about a growing body of research that could change the way you think about oral health, systemic inflammation, and hydrogen water. This is the Hydrogen Studies podcast, sponsored by Echo Water. We've all been told to brush and floss, maybe use mouthwash. But what if there's a deeper problem happening at the microbial level? Your mouth hosts over 700 species of bacteria. Some help you, others fuel inflammation. When this balance tips the wrong way due to sugar, stress, or poor hygiene, you get gingivitis, bleeding gums, bad breath, and more. But it doesn't stop there. Oral bacteria can travel through your bloodstream and trigger systemic inflammation, fueling heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. And many of the tools we use, like alcohol mouthwash, wipe out good and bad bacteria. It's like a forest fire when what you really needed was a gardener. So the question becomes, what if we could restore balance naturally? What if we could reduce inflammation, cut oxidative stress, and support our microbiome, all starting in the mouth? That's where hydrogen water enters the story. In 2022, a landmark meta-analysis was published in the Annals of Translational Medicine. The researchers pulled data from 17 randomized controlled trials, 304 subjects total, to answer a key question. What happens to the mouth when you introduce hydrogen-rich water? What they found was a triple win across inflammation, oxidative stress, and the oral microbiome. First, inflammation dropped. Chronic oral inflammation is what drives gum disease, tissue breakdown, and even bone loss. This review showed major reductions in inflammatory cytokines like TNF-A, IL-6, and IL-1B. These are like alarm bells that fuel the immune fire. Hydrogen-rich water helped turn down the volume. Second, oxidative stress went down. Hydrogen-rich water reduced harmful oxidative markers like 8-hydroxyguanosine and reactive oxygen metabolites, indicators of DNA and cell membrane damage. At the same time, it boosted levels of glutathione peroxidase, a natural antioxidant enzyme your body makes to defend against free radicals. Translation: less cellular damage, more internal defense. Third, bacterial balance improved. Hydrogen-rich water didn't just kill bacteria indiscriminately like mouthwash does. It was selective. Harmful pathogens like Porphyromonas gingivitis were suppressed, while beneficial species remained unharmed. That's critical because wiping out your whole microbiome can actually worsen long-term health. And here's the kicker. The study also noted that artificially added hydrogen dissipates quickly, meaning the quality of the hydrogen water, how it's made, and when it's consumed all impact its effectiveness. You need fresh, high-concentration hydrogen-rich water to see real results. Hydrogen-rich water didn't just fight symptoms. It shifted the biology. It worked at the molecular level to reduce inflammation, protect cells, and promote microbial harmony, all from something as simple as the water you drink. To really understand the power of hydrogen water, we need to get to the root of the problem: dysbiosis. Dysbiosis is what happens when the bacteria in your mouth fall out of balance. Good bacteria that normally protect your gums get crowded out by bad ones, like Porphyromonas gingivalis and Fusobacterium nucleatum. These aren't just freeloaders, they're destructive. A 2020 scientific review, The Nexus Between Periodontal Inflammation and Dysbiosis, broke it down. Once these harmful bacteria take hold, they form biofilms, sticky microbial communities that cling to teeth and gum tissue. Think of it like a bacterial fortress. This biofilm isn't just hard to remove, it also makes bacteria more resistant to antibiotics and immune attacks. What's worse, these pathogens hijack your immune system, triggering chronic inflammation without ever being cleared out. So your body stays in a low-grade war, damaging its own tissues in the process. This is the vicious cycle. Dysbiosis fuels inflammation. Inflammation changes the environment. The new environment favors more harmful bacteria, and the loop continues. Now here's where hydrogen water steps in differently. Instead of wiping everything out like alcohol-based mouthwashes, hydrogen-rich water is selective. It targets the problem without burning the whole field. It reduces pathogenic bacteria without harming beneficial ones. It calms the inflammatory fire without shutting down the immune system. Hydrogen water helps break the cycle by resetting the microbiome, reducing oxidative stress, and restoring balance. And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Your body is a system, and when it's running right, you feel focused, energized, in flow. But sometimes we struggle to find that flow state. Why? Because there's too much static in our system. Brain fog, fatigue, and inflammation. The Echo Flask clears the static by infusing your water with molecular hydrogen, a natural, science-backed gas that helps your body think sharper, recover faster, and run smoother. This is more than hydration. It's better focus, more energy, faster recovery, less internal stress, and long-term benefits that keep you sharp. When your water works harder, your whole system does too. Find your flow state with the Echo Flask hydrogen water bottle and get an unlimited supply of hydrogen water at home and on the go. Visit echowater.com and use code H2Studies to get 10% off of your first order with Echo Hydrogen Water products. Let's zoom in even closer, down to the microscopic architects of your gums, gingival fibroblasts. These cells aren't just passive tissue. They're active builders. They produce collagen, maintain gum structure, and play a key role in the healing response. But when chronic inflammation takes over, like in periodontitis, these cells get overwhelmed. They become damaged, inflamed, and less effective. Healing slows down, and tissue breaks down. A 2023 study looked at this exact issue. Researchers cultured gingival fibroblast cells from patients with chronic periodontitis and exposed them to hydrogen-rich water. The results were remarkable. Cell survival increased. Under inflammatory stress, many of these cells normally die off, but hydrogen water protected them, helping more cells stay alive and functional. So what does this tell us? Hydrogen-rich water isn't just killing bacteria or modifying the microbiome. It's directly supporting the regeneration and resilience of your gum tissue from the inside out. In practical terms, that means faster healing, stronger gums, and better long-term outcomes, especially for people dealing with chronic gum disease. And now for the human angle. A pilot study from Japan asked a simple but powerful question. What happens when you combine traditional periodontal treatment with hydrogen-rich water? The study involved patients with moderate to severe periodontitis. Everyone got the same standard care, non-surgical scaling and root planning. That's the professional cleaning that removes plaque and tartar from below the gum line. But then they split the group. Half drank plain water, and the other half drank hydrogen-rich water daily. And the results were night and day. Pocket depth improved significantly, more in the hydrogen group. That means less bacterial hiding space and less chance of progression. Bleeding on probing decreased more dramatically, indicating that inflammation and fragility in the gums had subsided. Overall gum health improved, faster and more completely, just from changing the water they drank. No new medications, no added procedures, just hydrogen-rich water alongside routine care. And this is big because periodontitis is a chronic, recurring condition. Even after treatment, inflammation and bone loss can come back. But the study suggests that hydrogen water can extend and amplify the benefits of dental care by addressing the root cause, oxidative stress, and chronic inflammation. The big insight here, hydrogen water works with your biology. It doesn't destroy the microbiome. It helps regulate it. It doesn't just suppress inflammation. It addresses the upstream causes. And all of that starts in the mouth, the first gateway to the body. We're seeing a new model of oral health, one that connects the dots between microbiome, balance, inflammation control, and mitochondrial support. And hydrogen water sits right in the middle of it. So what can you do with this? Start small. Switch to hydrogen-rich water daily. Use it as a rinse. Drink it with meals. Pair it with brushing and flossing. For those facing gum disease, systemic inflammation, or even just looking to optimize health, this is a low-risk, high-upside habit. And remember, stability matters. You want fresh, high-concentration hydrogen. The delivery method counts. Not all hydrogen waters are created equal. That's a wrap on this episode of the Hydrogen Studies podcast. Big thanks to the researchers pushing the science forward. If this episode helped reframe how you see oral health, share it with someone you care about. You can find all the studies we mentioned today on our website, hydrogenstudies.com. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and we'll catch you soon.